Hello there, it's World Patient Safety Day, and the theme is Safe Maternal and Newborn Care. In observance of the day, we'll be highlighting how our island's nurses are helping to improve and save the lives of not just mothers and their babies, but also members of the wider population. This and other pertinent information awaits you in today's show, so stay tuned. Jamaica's COVID-19 vaccination plan is still in effect. If you wish to make an appointment, please do so online by visiting moh.gov.jm or by calling 888-663-5683. Vaccination still a keep. Go get your jab today.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, September 17, 2021. Government is providing $3 billion in financial support to medium, small, and micro enterprises, MSMEs, to assist with economic recovery from COVID-19. The MSMEs will receive loans and grant support through the Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, SERVE program, which was launched on Wednesday in partnership with the Ministry of Finance. Entities will access funds through three instruments: the DBJ MSME Recovery Loan with a pool of $2 billion, the $1 billion DBJ Go Digital Loan Scheme, and the Go Digital Voucher, which is a grant of $300,000.
The DBJ Serve Jamaica product portfolio meets the crisis that MSMEs face today. We are, by virtue of this portfolio of products, encouraging and we are proselytizing to MSMEs and saying to them, here's an opportunity to take your business and to give it, to digitalize the business and therefore make it more accessible to customers in a way that does not require physical interaction.
Under the DBJ MSME Recovery Loan, businesses will be able to borrow up to $10 million at 5% interest rate over 8 years to expand or refinance high debt. Through the DBJ Go Digital Loan, MSMEs will be able to access up to $800,000 to purchase hard and software, along with other technology devices that will facilitate the digitalization of their businesses. The $300,000 grant being provided under the Go Digital Voucher is for micro and small businesses to access services for technical assistance in areas such as electronic payroll, HR applications, and electronic marketing.
We at the DBJ are using this opportunity to stimulate a sustainable, private sector-led, business-to-business market for digitization, services, and financing that will outlive the DBJ SERVE program.
Take-up of the offer continues until March 2022, and funding will be distributed through various financial institutions that are registered with the DBJ. 12 judges were sworn in on Wednesday by the Governor-General to mark the Michaelmas term, which is the final term of the legal year. They include 1 judge of appeal, 3 acting judges of appeal, 4 puisne judges, 2 acting puisne judges, 1 master in chambers, and 1 acting master in chambers. Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen thanked the judges for serving the nation and encouraged their continued support. Chief Justice Brian Sykes remarked that a number of judges sworn in last year are being sworn in again because of their consistency in improving the performance across the courts.
The confidence reposed in them was not misplaced, and all the judges here and the masters who have been confirmed and who have been appointed to act in higher positions have demonstrated over the past year their zeal and commitment to service to the Constitution of Jamaica and to the people of Jamaica.
Well over 73,000 children aged 12 to 18 have so far been vaccinated against COVID-19. Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Fable Williams, gave that update in a statement to the House of Representatives on Wednesday. Pointing out that there is no vaccine available for children below age 12, the minister says it's vital that school administrators and support staff, as well as parents, also get vaccinated to protect the youngsters.
We as adults have a collective responsibility to ourselves and our children to not only steadfastly continue to adhere to the COVID-19 protocols, but to also make that important decision to get the added layer of protection afforded from being vaccinated.
The Ministries of Education, Technology and Economic Growth and Job Creation are partnering to develop an affordable and robust approach to providing adequate internet connectivity to all public schools. This was revealed by Education Minister Favour Williams during Wednesday's sitting of Parliament.
We have started the onboarding of 360 schools that are located in close proximity to the government's fiber infrastructure. This process is expected to be completed by the end of September 2021. For the remaining 661 schools that are not in close proximity to the government's fiber infrastructure, we're far advanced with a national procurement of internet supply for our schools.
The 2021-2022 academic year started on September 6, with lessons being delivered online via printed learning kits and through audiovisual platforms. 60 tablets valued at $1.2 million have been donated to 2 primary schools in St. James and St. Andrew by the Jamaica Customs Agency. Farm Primary and Infant in Green Pond and Edward Siaga Primary in Denham Town have both received 30 tablets each. The devices were purchased from personal donations by the agency's employees according to specifications given by the Ministry of Education. Chairman of the Jamaica Customs Agency's Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, Tamika Goulburn, says it represents a big part of the agency's objective to meet the needs of specific vulnerable groups such as children. And finally, young Jamaicans aged 13 to 17 years old are being encouraged to enter the annual Jamaica Customer Service Song Competition. The deadline to submit entries for the competition is next Tuesday, September 21. The competition, which targets young people from primary and secondary schools across the island, is a joint venture of the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission and the Jamaica Customer Service Association. This is the 4th staging of the competition, which is a highlight of National Customer Service Week 2021, being observed from October 3 to 8. It shares the observations theme, You, Me, We got the power of service excellence. Persons who are interested in entering the competition can submit a video performance of an original song reflecting the theme to music@jcdc.gov.jm. They can also visit the JCDC's website, www.jcdc.gov.jm, for more information. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
It is without doubt that our island's nurses go beyond the call of duty each day to help their patients recover from whatever ailment they may be experiencing. In our next feature, we'll look at some of the challenges faced by these healthcare workers and the resilience they exude despite the odds.
Your first glance, and it's quite easy to describe a distinctive, often immaculate and largely undecorated attire. Quite mundane for many, but their lives are far from the mundane. It's one that's quite astonishing most days, while other days come with its own bit of terrifying events. Really, there's nothing humdrum about their jobs.
Hi, my name is Dominique Millen and I have been a nurse for 13 years. I chose nursing as a career because as a teenager, I experienced a devastating loss. At the time, I could not cope with the feelings I was experiencing, so I saw a way I could help the helpless. As a nurse, I love being a part of a medical team that goes above and beyond to save patients to life. It is amazing to see the things that people do when you work together to achieve one goal.
My name is Lillian Cook. I'm an acting ward manager, a registered specialist nurse working at the Bustamante Hospital for Children for over 20 years. The word nurse to me means caring, helping those who are sick, and the greatest pleasure is to bring them back to health. When I was a child, growing up, I wanted to become a nurse. And at about the age 11, I read about Florence Nightingale, and that story was so inspiring, The Lady with the Lamp, and I decided in my mind from there that that's a profession I would choose for life.
So many of them stood and continue to stand as the backbone of the frontline workers in a pandemic that we knew too little about, while dealing with unprecedented strains and wounds that not even their gauze or surgical tapes could ever cover.
I remember the first time I heard about the COVID-19 virus hitting the shores of Jamaica. I knew this was it. My name is Norvelyn Mendez, and I have been a nurse for 14 years, and I have never experienced anything quite like the pandemic.
Working as a nurse during the pandemic at the hospital, it is very overwhelming to see that our medical resources have been stretched thin, and it is very devastating to see that family members can't be with the patients here.
Working in the pandemic has been very taxing emotionally and physically. The work demand becomes very hectic. You have to show up, you have to give the same amount of care, irrespective of the fact that the patient has a contagious illness. You work long hours, longer than normal, because sometimes there are staff members who are on quarantine or who have been exposed to the virus. And so you must now sometimes double up your time in order to give the care that the patients require.
I lost a colleague to COVID-19 last September. It was very, very difficult for us as colleagues to bear the news, feel the pain, especially when that person was so warmed. It was panic-driven. And when I heard that people were just dying, as if there was nothing that could spare life, it was really panicky for us. But when it came to our shores and we saw that people could really recover, yes, it touched us when we saw loved ones died, when you care for persons and the end result is death. But we were much happy when we start getting positive results of people who come in, treated, and return home.
Having lost a patient to COVID-19 has been emotional for me, because the patient would have been in hospital over a period of time. And so after having been in hospital over a period of time, you develop that patient care relationship, and so the patient would appear like a family member. And so when the patient dies, a part of you is affected.
Despite the losses, despite the faces of patients far too many to even count or recollect, persons like these continue to respond to the call to save lives daily, hourly, and with every ticking second of a clock.
So the lifelong lesson that I have learned as a nurse is that life is very fragile. You have it this minute, and the next minute it is gone. And that is the reason I believe that each person should find the time to spend the time with those they love. Let them know in every way possible how much they mean to them, because life is fragile.
What motivates me being a nurse is that I can make a difference in a patient's life. I grew up with a strong family background of strong women. They always say, you turn up and show up and give your best.
I did not choose nursing. Nursing chose me. My advice to those who would like to pursue a career in becoming a nurse is that nursing is fun. It's a fun profession. You are never ever doing the same thing every day. If you are passionate about helping people to restore their health, to preserve life, to promote health, if you are passionate about humanity, this is a profession for you.
Even if I'm tired, when I go home in the evening or at every time my shift ends, whether it's a night shift that ends in the morning, I just have this strong, compassionate feeling to continue my work. And I always look forward for the life that I'm going to touch tomorrow.
Unless you're in that room, you have no idea what we do. But I love my job.
I was meant to be a nurse.
I knew what I was getting into, but I chose it. And if I should start all over again, I will make the same choice. I'll nurse for life.
So here's a space where these healthcare providers are notorious for working long, grueling hours, giving of themselves, working tirelessly to allow someone, anyone, to see into the promise of tomorrow. A nurse's task isn't easy. So how about showing them some appreciation as we go about our daily lives?
Since the onset of COVID-19, Jamaican citizens aged 65 and older have been ordered to stay at home in order to safeguard themselves from the virus. In our next feature, we highlight how the National Health Fund, NHF, through its home delivery service, is helping to provide much-needed medication to drug-served patients who are members of this age group.
Senior citizens in the cohort 60 years and older represent the fastest growing demographic segment of the society as more people are living longer. This changing dynamic has prompted the government to ensure improvements in the level of responsiveness to new expectations and needs of our seniors. The need for quality healthcare is top of the list. One aspect of quality healthcare service is the prompt access to affordable medication. So the Ministry of Health and Wellness, through the National Health Fund NHF, has been leading the government's charge in providing critical supplies of medication at subsidized costs to persons in need. That includes seniors. The NHF has been improving its service by employing ingenious means of delivering medication and reducing waiting times and overcrowding at prescription outlets.
We are using a number of services in order to make it easier for our customers. We have the Prescript mobile app. We have a drop-off and pick-up service. We have scheduled refill for persons who come to the pharmacy frequently with the same medication. And we have a number of other initiatives in which we contact clients to work out easy ways for them to receive their medication.
A home delivery service for drug-served patients 65 years and older is the NHF's latest addition to its offerings. This emerged as a response to the coronavirus pandemic.
As most people know, the NHF is a customer-centric organization, and with COVID-19 we actually looked at different ways of better serving our customers. Medication delivery is an idea that we have had under active discussion for a number of years, and we found that this was an opportune time to implement this service.
This new service is available to drug-served patients on the NHF's scheduled refill program who have monthly appointments to pick up their medication at a drug-served pharmacy.
So for these patients, we give them 2 months supply of medications, basically. And the feedback is just excellent. It's really great. But when you look at how grateful they are, because some of them they can't walk, some of them they're disabled in terms of hearing and so on. So when you can come to them to actually give them their medications, it's really heart-touching, basically. So that they're very grateful. They say it all the time, and they are loving the service as it is now.
This was started in St. Thomas, and we've expanded into Kingston and St. Andrew, as well as in St. Catherine. And other parishes have now started, St. James and other parishes. And the intent is to have this program island-wide.
The NHF's home delivery service is set to benefit approximately 30,000 beneficiaries over 65 years of age, as well as other vulnerable groups that the fund believes can benefit from medication delivery.
We just received a call, asked if we would want it to be delivered, and we readily accepted it. The wait can be very long. I know they try to cut back sometimes by using the schedule thing, but even then you have to go and sometimes they wait up to an hour. So this is just ideal.
Patients may want to check out the NHF's online avenues such as web chat to indicate their need for delivery service. Persons can text their name and their drugstore pharmacy to 876-219-9937 or 876-219-9929. They can also call the NHF at 876-906-1106 from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. weekdays.
I take the opportunity to commend our pharmacists, our pharmacy technicians and all the team who facilitated this.
This is a good service now. They say you must stay at home. And this service that you come and present, a wonderful service.
We are loving the service. We really appreciate it, and we wish it would continue.
Customers need not worry about having a National Health Fund NHF card or a Jamaica Drug for the Elderly JADEP card. The service will still be offered.
But at this time, when we come and realize that, oh, probably you don't have a card, what we can do is give you the steps as to how to get the cards. And in order to access the cards, it's a same-day printing at any of our drugstore locations that are named for that service.
The NHF, reaching out, helping to make Jamaica the place of choice to live in good health.
Concerned about uncollected garbage at home? Do you see garbage piling up on the streets? Then report it. Use the National Solid Waste Management Authority's mobile app to report instances of littering, illegal dumping, and uncollected garbage. From anywhere and at any time, be an environment warden by informing the authority of unsightly solid waste. You will be notified when your report has been received by the NSWMA, as well as when the matter is resolved. Download the app from the iOS or Android app stores by typing in NSWMA. Play your part, as Jamaica's beauty is everybody's duty.
Before we close off today's show, we have another important feature for you. Up next, we give a brief look at the life and legacy of the late Hugh Nash, former director of the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, who was instrumental in the molding of the Jamaica Festival movement.
Each year, thousands of Jamaican students from various schools and age groups look forward to participating in the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission JCDC National Festival of the Arts competitions in dance, drama, speech, and music. The wider population also eagerly anticipates events such as the annual Jamaica Festival Song, Jamaica Gospel Star, Miss Jamaica Festival Queen, and the Jamaica Culinary Arts competitions. These annual contests were created many decades ago by one of Jamaica's most revered cultural pioneers to showcase our rich heritage and keep it alive. That man is the late Hugh Nash.
Today, a grateful nation lays to rest another son of the Jamaican soil, a true patriot, a man who gave his all to the development of Jamaican culture. Hugh Nash, former Executive Director and Chairman of the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission.
Hugh Nash, often referred to as Mr. Festival, was instrumental in the development of Jamaica's art and cultural celebration. After Jamaica gained its independence in 1962, then Minister of Development and Welfare Edward Seaga invited Nash to develop a proposal to ensure that Jamaica's culture would play an integral role in the upliftment of the lives of all citizens, whether at home or abroad. The young and vibrant Hugh Nash did just that.
From the moment that the late former Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Honorable Edward Seaga, approached Hugh Nash to create a document that would ensure that culture would be integral to the upliftment of the lives of the working class, Hugh Nash's influence on national cultural development was embedded in our nation's history.
Mr. Nash's initial involvement led to the creation of the Festival Office in 1963. This was later changed to the Festival Commission in September 1968 with a mandate to encourage the annual Independence Anniversary celebrations throughout the island, as well as to foster the development of local talent. In 1980, the entity's mandate was expanded and its name again changed to the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, with Mr. Nash appointed the first executive director. In his more than 5 decades-long career, Hugh Nash skillfully pioneered the festival of activities that Jamaicans at home and abroad now enjoy during the island's emancipation and independence period. Mr. Nash was also involved in the organization of Things Jamaica, which gave local craftsmen, women, and artisans support for development, trade, and export. He also helped to establish the Jamaica National Heritage Trust, JNHT, which succeeded the National Trust Commission and has been a critical partner of the JCDC in the development of Jamaica's cultural industry. Hugh Nash, Mr. Festival, died on July 24, 2021 at the age of 90. For his outstanding life and work in positioning Jamaica's festival movement and culture at the center of national development, a memorial service was held in his honor on August 19.
I'm speaking to each and every one here. Think hard on how you're going to do that much more to carry on the legacy of Edward Seaga and Hugh Nash, and to ensure that as they pass, we don't water down what we have as a culture.
According to the World Health Organization, the aim of World Patient Safety Day 2021 is to 1. Raise global awareness on the issues of maternal and newborn safety, particularly during childbirth. 2. Engage multiple stakeholders and adopt effective and innovative strategies to improve maternal and newborn safety. 3. Call for urgent and sustainable actions by all stakeholders to scale up efforts, reach the unreached, and ensure safe maternal and newborn care. And 4. Advocate for the adoption of best practices at the point of care to prevent avoidable risks and harm to all women and newborns during childbirth. Think on these aims and then do your part to protect all pregnant women and their unborn children. If we commit to doing this, we will each be helping our island home to become a safer place for all Jamaicans to live, work, raise families, and do business. And that's all we have for today on Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for browsing with us. While you go, do remember that you can rewatch today's program on our website, jis.gov.jm, and our YouTube channel. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for the latest news and information. I'm Audrey. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.